Hello there, and welcome to episode 5 of the A Strings podcast. I'm Andrew.
I'm Adam, and this is the Valentine's Day special.
Which is made even more kind of intimate and maybe awkward at the fact that it's only you and me in a room, because
It is.
The big man is it's his birthday today, which is technically 2 days before the
This
published
goes out.
date of this. Yeah,
So it was Tuesday just gone.
yeah.
Do you know what he's doing?
No.
He's doing escape rooms and then KFC. And then I think he's going for a meal in the night.
And are all of his 12-year-old friends
I think
going up
it's
with
all-
him?
yeah.
He's got to wait for him to finish school first, and then
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Which is funny because that's what we were going to do for my birthday. I don't know what happened there.
No friends.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a minimum. It was a minimum of 3 people booking. Yeah. And I couldn't muster up the numbers.
No. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a strange week, hasn't it? Because obviously Tristan's still off.
Yeah. So
Maternity.
Tristan is still off. Tom went off last week.
Last Wednesday, so he's been gone since Thursday, really.
Yeah, your dad's been tied up, or Glyn has been tied up
Doing
with
bits and bobs.
Yeah,
with
other things.
My brother, and yeah, so it's just, and Chris is obviously.
And Chris is still in China.
Yeah, he sent me through a message earlier, which he didn't follow up, that he says he's become a star in China or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Has he divulged anything to you? I spoke to him yesterday, and he said that he's looking forward to. He's really enjoying it out there, but he's looking forward to coming home.
Yeah, he said that he's looking forward to sort of getting back on the bench. And
For somebody who hasn't really been away that much from his very local area, like he doesn't go on holidays or anything like that.
No.
He's literally in Treorchy for his life, isn't he? He works in Treorchy, he lives there. He comes down to Pontypridd to the shop, which I think we seem quite exotic to him.
it's such a big step, isn't it? Because he's gone out on his own. You know, this huge flight as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's been on holidays maybe once
It's like
in
a
his life.
20-hour flight or whatever it was. You know, like it go from one extreme to the other. Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope that he's enjoying it. I know that his plans were, I think they were flying today or yesterday to Beijing to see the Great Wall.
Right.
And he is then going to do some guitar shop snooping and see what it's like over there. A lot of Yamahas, he said, so far.
Right. Okay.
Which you'd imagine.
So he's coming back, I think, later this week at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
And then he's back in work on his normal job and with us like next week. So we're definitely, maybe not next podcast, but the one after that, we're going to have to get him in.
Yeah,
find
definitely.
out everything he hasn't done.
Yeah.
We're going to stop talking about Chris in a minute because there are other things to talk about. But there's a brilliant photograph on Instagram, isn't there, at the moment with him, and they look like or is it K-pop?
K-pop.
Yeah, it looks like a big K-pop band where you got all these kind of cool-looking Chinese guys,
And then I guess the manager in the middle.
So looking forward to having him back, and yes, it seems to be a bit of a kind of quiet start to the year, really.
It is. It has been.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are feeling the same.
Yeah, I've spoken to quite a few reps, and it's just a general kind of lull. A couple more shops went under last week, which is sad.
All right.
Yeah, there's one up in Leicester. There was a really good one. Just seems to be the way it is at the moment.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no, we're pretty positive. We had a conversation today, didn't we? Just about sort of staying positive and
in between tears.
Yeah, it was awkward because the customer sat right next to me.
Yeah, yeah.
First time in the shop.
Yeah.
They just looked at Andrew. Is this normal?
So so this episode we thought we'd maybe give it a bit of a Valentine's kind of theme, which
talk about
is very awkward, especially when there's silences, because Adam's just staring at me. His eye contact is kind of burns.
That's my flirting. That's part of my flirting.
The thing is, I don't know which eye to look at because they're so far apart.
Jesus God, it's still going on.
That one? Yeah.
It's still going on.
I'll look at that bit.
I'm logging every time. Everyone that's listening, I'm logging every time he says this. It's going to HR.
Is it biscuit news yet?
No, it's normal news first.
This is the news.
So, big thing last week. Jim Dunlop.
Jim Dunlop, yeah.
So Jim Dunlop
strummed his last.
Yeah. So I don't know how you if you're in the guitar community, even music community,
I think whether
you've seen his name.
Yeah, you can't avoid being in contact with his product one way or another. You know, it's. I think that every guitarist of every level, whether you've played for a week or whether you've played for 30 years, 40 years, at some point, Jim Dunlop's products will have infiltrated your life somehow, whether it's a case of your guitar's been serviced and it's been cleaned up with his gear, whether you've got an MXR pedal, a wah pedal, more, picks and cap, everything. He's just kind of, he got in at the ground level, didn't he? And really changed the way that, just made all these bits and bobs available to people, and especially before starting the shop here, when, the shop was kind of small item kind of based with accessory specialist, his catalogue probably took up at least a third of the website, and my inventory.
I don't think you can have a music shop without Dunlop.
Anyone wants a pick, it's either going to be a nylon or Tortex of some derivative.
Yeah.
And, if it's got the Dunlop logo on it, you haven't even got to sell it. It just goes.
Yeah.
If it's anything else, you might decide to go down a different path. But, you can guarantee that in your arsenal at home, you've got Jim Dunlop gear, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So I think Jim Dunlop Jr. has kind of been looking after things for a lot of the time. When your dad pioneered or kind of... the wah pedal, wasn't it like one of those freaky things where Vox and Dunlop both come up with the idea of a wah pedal in separate kind of instances?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I always thought Vox was first.
Well, Hendrix used a Vox, from what I gather.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm sure we'll hear about it. But yeah, I thought that it was kind of developed at the same time in one of those kind of freaky kind of
coincidences.
Yeah. But yeah, Crybaby has been used on more famous
oh my god, yeah,
kind of tunes than you could care to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, a real kind of proper, up there with Les Paul, really. And,
I'd say so.
And Leo Fender, a real innovator, and
he was a
legend.
staple name of our industry, definitely.
Yeah.
So from the dead to the nearly dead, Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh, yeah. He looked horrendous in that photograph earlier on we saw on that news website. So he had was it a heart attack? Or he had an emergency bypass.
Yeah, emergency bypass. He looked really rough, didn't he?
They reckon that they damaged his vocal cords during the procedure. I'm not speaking out of turn. It's true that I've noticed in the last 15, 20 years in all the reunion kind of shows that they've done, because he's a phenomenal singer, really kind of high register back in the day.
Yeah.
Still really amazing voice, but they brought the keys of the songs down. I know Stevie Nicks hasn't got the range that she once had.
I love Stevie Darling, but she hasn't got the range.
But for things like the chain and stuff, I noticed that he really did kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think so that comes with age.
You wonder what effect this has had, whether it's going to be prolonged or not. But he's had a rough 12 months of it, hasn't he?
So was he fired? Either way,
there's contractual things and stuff that meant that
A-Strings has signed contracts with.
Yeah, we signed NDAs. We can't talk about it, but something weird went on there. You can't have the rumors line up without him. As good as, is it Neil Finn, Crowded House?
Oh right, yeah.
He's good. He's really good. It's really sad when you've got bands like Queen or like Led Zeppelin, or whatever that, or Beatles, whatever bands that they'd give anything to have the other member back.
Yeah.
In the fray to be able to do a show or whatever, or to do new material. I find it really sad when you've got instances like, off the top of my head, like Genesis. 5 original members are all still alive.
But they won't.
But they just won't play with each other,
Right.
And, so Fleetwood Mac, exactly the same. They've fallen out. And at this stage of their career, is it worth it? I don't imagine any of them need any more money.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see his recovery process. Hopefully he can get back to sort of singing as normal and just get well soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So an interesting thing that I saw in sort of the music news the last week, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins had his Stratocaster back, which was stolen in 92.
Yeah.
It was stolen from a show and has managed to get it back now after all these years. And this might have probably been sold dozens of times and passed hands and things like that.
I wonder if it'll be the same in like 20 years' time when those nasty people who stole our guitar.
Yeah, it'll come back to us.
Yeah.
Or someone will come in with just a Vox logo.
Yeah. Oh, we had that back, didn't we?
Yeah. Have you ever had anything stolen?
I got mugged and had my iPhone stolen walking from A Strings Towers down in Cardiff Bay.
Yeah.
I was on the phone to Kate. It was, I can tell you, I'd be able to look up exactly when it was, something like the 26th of September, because it was a Monday. It's about 10 years ago, actually. It was a Monday, and basically, I'd read on the news that the guy who invented the Segway, he lost control of his Segway and was last seen kind of just kamikaze off the side of a cliff.
Right.
To his death.
Yeah.
And, it's horrific. The thing that earned him his wealth, and he was a very wealthy man off it, was ultimately the cause of his demise. And I was just kind of going through the irony of that with Kate on the phone walking down Beach Street in Cardiff, having a little giggle about it as well, which was, well, basically karma. I heard these footsteps behind me and I see these two guys and they run towards me and I kind of brace myself and they both kind of jump on me.
Yeah.
And they didn't really hurt me or anything, but I just found myself kind of falling to the ground and Kate's kind of on the phone in the meantime. And like they just kind of nudging me with their feet and just kind of looking up saying, what do you want? Like, you're just going to do this for like 5 minutes or whatever. And they looked at me and said, give us your phone. And, because they weren't hurting me, I kind of grabbed my phone, brought it to my chest. And then one of them went into his pocket. I thought, to hell with this, and I'd give him the phone. And Kate was still on the other line as they both went separate directions. And Kate was on the phone kind of yelling in a kind of Bracknell accent. I don't know what she was yelling, but she was giving them all what for.
Yeah.
But they ran up a £350 bill in 24 hours making calls to Somalia. So that's the only time I've noticeably had things stolen.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of T-shirts go from the shop and stuff.
I've had a guitar stolen.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of my story.
You carry on.
I was talking. No.
So I've had a guitar stolen.
Really?
So I
What one?
bought, it was a Brunswick acoustic. My friend and I went down to Swansea to, we were staying at a student house and then we were out in the night and then sort of, the plan was just stay on the beach or whatever. And it was in the boot of my car and I'd only had it 3 days. It still had the hang tags on the machine heads and everything. And we went out, so I parked my car, left it in the boot of the car. And it was all privacy glass and everything, but left it in the boot of the car. Yeah, we went out and then I woke up the next morning and I just had a feeling. And I went out to the car and the back window had been smashed and it was gone.
Man.
So I spent the next day then going around all the music shops and cash generators in Swansea, just saying, have you seen that, this gets handed in?
Nothing?
Nothing. No. Yeah. No. And the worst thing was, it was so new. It was like 3 days old. And car insurance wouldn't cover it or anything like that. But
some bad people out there.
yeah. So in about 10 years' time, it might come back.
Yeah. So getting to the interesting bit, which is the Billy Corgan kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what? This just ended up in a collector's kind of.
I don't know. No, the thing is, it was so heavily customized.
What he customized it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was heavily customized before it even left him. So it stood out. But then this is pre-internet days, isn't it? So it's it spent all that time.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? With a lot of these, I'm sure that instances in the past where one of Clapton's guitars have got stolen and this, that, and the other. But, when you've got an amazing instrument like that, it's actually worthless because you can't sell that.
No.
They don't bother insuring the red special because you'd nick that. Who are you going to sell that to?
Yeah.
It's the most recognizable guitar on the planet. There's nobody that will want to take that off your hands. That said, it's amazing it's taken that long for it to get back in his hands, really.
Yeah.
With it being so heavily customized and being such a unique piece.
Well, it was the guitar they recorded the first album on, they were saying.
Well done, Billy.
Yeah.
Glad for you.
Yeah. See a Vox logo floating about anywhere.
Yeah.
Pop it back.
Or an Elite
Strat. Let's move on.
Yeah.
To the highlight of the show. It can only be...
Yes. I've actually not had a biscuit since
That's true.
last podcast.
Yeah.
I've had some cake, but not a biscuit.
Yeah.
I've cut them right out.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Which is just as well as nobody's brought us in anything this week.
No, well, that's how quiet it's been.
I think, maybe, exactly.
We did get brought cakes on Saturday.
Of course, yeah.
So yes, we had cakes brought in, but that wasn't linked to
That's
biscuit
just
news. That was just
goodness of their heart.
Yeah, just nice.
Yeah.
They always bring bits in, don't they? So I've picked biscuits and you've picked biscuits. I haven't seen yours.
Yeah.
So
So mine's not technically biscuits, so
Oh, okay.
maybe you're
That's
going
fine.
to spit it out in my face
No.
while maintaining the intense eye contact that you've been giving me all episode.
Do you know what's good if you don't blink as well?
Yeah.
And nervous people.
To tell you a new level of intensity.
It does.
Yeah.
So in keeping with the Valentine's theme, I brought in Jammy Dodgers. Now you wouldn't think Jammy Dodgers are a romantic biscuit, but there is a little red heart in the middle of them, and that's why I picked them. So I thought, go classic, but keep it in theme.
Yeah. You've opened them already, I see.
Well, I've opened them to stop the rustling that we.
All right, you've not had
that-
one yet.
No, that we suffer
Okay.
from the
yeah,
biscuit news section.
we've had reports that there's a lot of background chewing in last week's podcast, but that's because
You were talking with your mouth full for
the
half
cheese
the show.
you put cheese and biscuits in front of
It
me.
was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Thanks again to Stuart, by the way, bringing in that guitar.
Oh yeah, really made the show last week, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a diamond.
So-
So come on, big reveal.
Right.
So he's gone off. For the benefit of the tape, Andrew just lifted up his top to do the big reveal. What are these?
These are Coco Echo Valentine Bites.
Oh my god.
Again, it's a little bit awkward just being the two of us here. Usually at this point, we'd look over and Tom would be kind of, his eyes would be wide open.
Yeah.
He'd have his hands like Mr.
Burns.
Burns. Do you like dark chocolate?
I don't eat it on its own, but
No.
it's nice sort of with other things.
That's a shame because I don't like it either. But yeah, we can share.
Oh my god, they're pink.
Well, there's pink ones. There's, well, I imagine dark chocolate, pink chocolate, and milk chocolate.
Is the pink one? The pink one I think is white, isn't it?
Yeah, and
White
I think it
chocolate.
must be like raspberry. But
Let's have a little look. So it's assorted dark milk and white chocolate, solid hearts, hand decorated with fruit and nuts. Everyone's a fruit and nut case. I think we should crack in.
I'm gonna have a pink one.
I was going to go pink as well.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day, Andrew, and everyone listening.
So yeah, biscuit news a bit dull. We haven't had any reps through, so we haven't had.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, actually, we had. Who did we have last week? Mark from Gretsch, but he wasn't aware of biscuit news, so he's been forewarned.
That's right. We went out with Mark again. We went out with Mark to Chiquitos on the Tuesday. we are regulars at Chiquitos. Some quite interesting stuff. I think we are sort of quietly looking at the big Gretsch things, aren't we? Which is quite cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to do it for ages. It's just difficult to choose the right time to do these things. You know.
Yeah. So for those of you that are regulars in the shop, you would have seen that the PRSs that we have here, you know, we've got some amazing PRSs from SEs right up to artist package, wood libraries, things like that. So we decided to take the plunge early last year. Was it early
It was
last year?
February last year, and they come. Yeah, it was mid. It was run, but no, last year.
Right. So, you know, we picked 7 pieces, 8 pieces, something like that.
Yeah, I think it maybe a little bit more.
And, you know, as with everything that you sort of buy in the shop, you know, Andrew physically, you know, pays for these and owns them as they come in into the shop. So, you know, that coupled up with a very quiet year last year, we were fine. Don't get the wrong idea. You know, we were okay, but
So yeah,
we're still here. We have to turn half the lights off on a Wednesday, but it was one of those things where we kind of looked at it, didn't we, and thought, maybe we could have timed that a bit better, or
2017 was a really, really good year.
yeah,
And everything was going in the right direction. And, you know, January, February last year were really, really strong months if you look back at it.
yeah,
So with the wind in our sails from Christmas and, yeah, just the confidence and, you know, that we seemed to have at the time, we said, yep, now's a good time to get into, you know, the tastier kind of looking PRSs, which, again, we always wanted to do. It was just a case of timing, given how things were and how strong things seemed to be after Christmas. Jez came in February last year, and I think there was either 8 or 10 models that we kind of selected.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We took them on, and it brought in a lot of people because they wanted to see what we had.
Yes.
A lot of inquiries, all that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, from March onwards last year, us, along with more or less every other retailer in the UK, music retail in the UK at least, just hit a bit of a brick wall. And I think that people started getting worried about Brexit. I think that the weather had a lot to do with things because we had a very, very cold March with like 2 foot of snow. Then we had
World Cup.
Crazy hot World Cup. And yeah, I think that people just got kind of a bit scared. We've covered this in previous episodes, so I don't want to kind of go over covered ground. But it was sod's law that, we invested in this, really nice equipment, which if we'd done it 6 months prior, I think would have turned over a lot quicker. But basically, what you see on a wall when you walk into the shop is money tied into the business. So it's only when product sells through that you can invest in new things.
Yeah.
And so I don't regret doing the PRS stuff at all because I've got complete confidence in it. We got some absolutely beautiful pieces that you're not going to get anywhere else. You go into an art gallery in London and you see some, wonderful paintings, pictures, whatever. And they're not all going to sell within 2 weeks of having them in. They're there, and collections build up, and at some point the right person is going to come along for that piece, and the gallery will be happy, the customer will be happy, and you move on, and the gallery will invest in the next pieces. And that's exactly the same with us here, with the guitars.
Yeah.
When you're talking, £3,000 plus a guitar, I think the ones we got there between around about 3 and
The cheapest,
4.5.
The cheapest is 3.2, yeah.
Right, there
and
you
four,
are.
4.5 is the most.
It's. I believe that all of these guitars have a customer out there waiting for them.
Absolutely.
Not everybody knows about us. In fact, if you look at things, probably, in this area, I don't reckon 50% of guitarists know that we're here. You even now in the South Wales area.
Oh, we still get people through every week.
We get people from streets away coming in saying, I never realised that you were here. Or if they did realise we were here, because we're based in Pontypridd, they don't realise that we're going to have $4.5 PRSs and Rickenbackers and everything else on the wall.
Yeah.
So I think that it's an investment in stock. It's an investment in time as well. And, I think that, these things will, I think that they'll find their rightful owners.
Yeah. And so in a roundabout way, coming back to the Gretsch thing, we are being far more careful in decision making.
Not just with, the higher price stuff, but, we get reps coming around that, a year ago or a year and a half ago at least would have been able to come around and more or less write their own orders. And we've kind of put a stop on that because we need to be just more careful, because we've talked about pricing again in previous episodes. And, why on earth would we want to stock a guitar which is available in 200 other shops, which has been discounted to a ridiculous point whereby nobody's earning any money off it? We need to earn money off the guitars in order to pay for the wages so that we can stay open for another week and we can buy more guitars afterwards. I think that the pricing is important, but at the same time, if you want the backup and the service to go with it, well, we can't be ashamed of wanting to make a bit of money off a product.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are more cautious with regards to what we buy. It's got to be the right product in. It's got to tick all the boxes. It's got to be quality product first and foremost.
Exactly.
It's got to have good backup from the suppliers. So
yes,
if we come across a guitar brand that we're not getting the support from the suppliers, we'll have to think twice before taking that on again in the future. Because if we're selling the service side of it,
we need the assurance that they've got our backs too. But assurances are that there will be posh Gretches, Elwyn, and there will be posh custom shops eventually.
Yes, yeah,
but
absolutely.
And
the
time is right.
We're already this year. We've got half a dozen Japanese Takamines out there, not far off.
Yeah, this is the longest biscuit news we've ever done. But I think that's quite interesting. How would you like that? That's really nice, that one, I think.
Is it pistachio?
Yeah, I think so.
Biscuit News!
So in keeping with our Valentine's Day theme, Andrew and I are going to play a little game. So I believe it's called Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
I think we can safely assume who the Mrs. is here. Hiya. And
We're in your power suit.
yep. So we're going to ask each other questions about ourselves. So I'm going to ask Andrew 5 questions about me, and he has to
To see
he
how
knows
well
the
we know
answer.
each other.
Yeah.
After working with each other for how long now? 3 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
4 years?
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun.
So are we going to do like someone's 5 first and then the other 5, or we can do
No, should we do one at a time?
Okay, cool. All right.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
I'll ask you my first question then. I'll ask you an easy one.
All right.
What band got me into playing guitar?
Metallica.
Ding!
Yay. There you go.
1 out of 5 for Andrew.
Yeah. Look at the joy in your face
I know.
that I've paid attention after all these years.
I know. I'm not just a number on a pay slip. Like.
Yeah. Right. Let's see which one. Right, easy one for you then.
Okay.
If my house is on fire, what 2 guitars would I save first?
Your red special,
Which one?
the posh one. Is it the Guyton?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your Taylor?
No.
No.
It'd be my Guild. Actually, the Guild would be the first one.
That's your Guild, red
yeah,
special.
the
so
2
2 red
red
specials.
yeah.
See, I was thinking of something. Yeah.
Be the Guild first, then the Guyton.
Oh.
Yeah. Then there'd be 2 more trips. Then I'd start worrying about Kate
About
and the cat.
Yeah, Kate and the cat. Yeah. So
This is fun.
I've mentioned this in a podcast before, but what is my top ranking biscuit? We disagreed on it, actually.
Oh, the bourbon.
Yes. I know.
Rank.
I know. Well, you know.
Yeah, and I disagree with you. No,
It's all a matter
and
of
even
taste.
though I know that fact about you, it makes me like you less. Okay, so growing up,
Yeah.
I think. Do you know that for the space of about 3 or 4 years, between the age of about 12 and maybe 15, I wore a Queen hat non-stop.
Really?
Didn't you know this?
No, it explains a lot, though.
I'll take that
I'm joking.
as a compliment. Right, I thought I told you about this. So basically, I've still got this hat.
Yeah.
And whoever wears it makes them look like they're terminally ill. You know.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on this Queen hat, there are Queen badges
Right.
littered across it.
Yeah.
How many Queen badges do you think are on my Queen hat?
Oh, God. 15.
No.
He's got it with him. Everyone, he's got it with him.
At some
Oh,
point-
my God.
At some point.
Oh, my God.
At some point, there might have been 15, but there's just 7 on there now.
Yeah, but they're quite big badges.
But I have got like a bit of fabric somewhere in the attic with about 70 or 80 Queen badges on them.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I see the badges?
Yeah, sure.
So, this brings me on to my next question, which is Queen related. What is my favourite Queen song? Do you want a clue? Because there's obviously quite a lot.
Yeah, go on then.
It's a Brian May Queen song.
Okay.
Tom was surprised when he learned it.
Hammer to Full?
No.
No.
No, it was more... no. It was Who Wants to Live Forever?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
How odd.
I think because it's quite dramatic. I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's quite sort of dark and then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
really
of
kicks
the
in.
one of
And
the
his voice
many
is
inaccuracies of the new Queen film is that they played Who Wants to Live Forever in it, which was released in 1986, and the film only went up to 1985. What's that all about?
fantastic. What's it all about?
Okay.
We're not doing well.
So,
We started well.
yeah. So I've...
You've got 2 of mine.
I've got 2 of yours, and I've got 1 of yours. Yeah. So
I've got sort of half a point.
2-1 to... What was it?
Well, no, you're winning 2 to half because I've
Yeah.
only got one of the
Yeah.
one of the red specials.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I
okay.
can redeem myself.
Okay. What name did a street rapper give me when he saw my blue trainers?
Oh, I know. I was in New York. He asked your name,
I said, it's Andrew, obviously.
Yeah.
And he said, from now on, you're...
Oh, I do know it. You're going to have to tell me.
A Smooth.
A Smooth. A Smooth. Of course it is.
Which I've been desperately trying to get people to call me, but it's not really, it's not stuck.
So,
Okay. So, right, so, 2-1 or 3-1? 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
yeah. So,
Should be marking this down.
if money was no object, what guitar from the shop would I take home today?
From the shop.
Yeah. Money was no object. That's kind of a clue.
Yeah, so it'd be one of the PRSs. Would it be the...
Do you want to have a look?
1 sec,
He's
yeah.
going to have a look. Sandra's just having a look out the window. I've alluded to my favourite PRS colour before, but that was a while ago. So we're relying.
the one...
Come back to the microphone.
Yes. I don't know. Hang on, 1 second.
Andrew's gone to have a look. He's just going to have a scan. While he's out there, it's the whale blue PRS. Satin whale blue. He's coming back. He's coming back.
I reckon it would be the artist package.
Oh,
Flame.
close. It was the satin whale blue.
You know, I thought the satin world blue, but all of those are quite showy guitars.
Yeah.
You know.
The artist package one is where it's like darker, bit darker and
Yeah.
a bit more gothy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, quite one-dimensional. I think that's okay.
That's okay.
That's
So
okay.
evens out a bit.
Yeah.
Right. What are the next two guitars on my list?
58 Jazzmaster and the Starcaster.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
Last one?
It's my last question, and you got multiple choice for the last one.
I like multiple choice.
Yes. If I was trapped on a desert island, which of these would... I'll start again. If I was trapped on a desert island, which of these would I take? My Stratocaster and a Super Beetle? A record player and the complete Bowie LPs? Or Rachel Riley from Countdown? Can we just clarify what that noise was? That's you thinking of...
Yeah.
It's not related to C.
It was, but
Okay.
I'd say A,
It is A.
because you'd
It
be able
is
to
A.
play all the Bowie songs on your
Yeah.
guitar. So
So Tom said it's got to be C, isn't it? But you're trapped on it's a stressful situation.
you told Tom.
Has
Has there been some kind of secret communique between...
I showed Tom my questions. Yeah, it's a stressful situation. And as amazing as she is, and she's smart, I don't know what she's like in a survival situation. And if she freaks out, then it's just going to do my head in.
She looks like she's resourceful, and I wouldn't put it past her being able to make a guitar or an instrument of some kind. With all of her knowledge.
Catch and cook a boar. A wild boar.
Okay.
What, last one for you?
Yep. What did I do to embarrass myself at the MIA Awards dinner in 2016?
2016. You've embarrassed yourself at the recent one as well, haven't you? Or is this the...
No, yeah.
Is it just the
no,
one
no, yeah. That was 2017. I'm talking about 2016.
You've done a couple of things. You spilled white wine down someone.
That was it.
Yeah, who did you
over
spill
some-
over someone?
Someone behind me. It was with
How did you spill white wine over someone behind you?
It was the
To throw it like salt over your shoulder.
That's how it kind of come across. Basically, I was a little bit nervous. I was talking to people. I was in a room with people I'd never met before, and I was talking kind of with my hands. And somebody asked where my hotel was, and I lifted up my right hand to point behind me, and it knocked the bottom of my glass, and the glass went over my shoulder and completely drenched somebody in tweed behind me.
No.
Yeah.
So we kind of evened out in the end,
So
ish.
yeah. So you got
3 points ish.
you got that one.
Let's call it 3.5 if I had the half of the red special. You give me 2 points for the two guitars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a lot better on mine. But it just goes to show we still have lots to learn.
Yeah.
We have plenty of time to do it in, Andrew.
And that's the exciting thing about our relationship. There's still lots to find out. So now, this is probably my favourite bit. Well, actually, not biscuit news is my favourite bit because I get to eat, but Elwyn smiles.
That was sensual, and
Thank you.
Elwyn smiles.
So, the performance of our second team in Rome wasn't great, but a win's a win. And the thing that did make me smile about the rugby this week was when the commentator described Samson Lee's head as a cannonball with eyes. Not much you can say about that. Anyway, the proper make me smile moment happened when I was on my travels, actually. I was in Sofia in Bulgaria this week. And the good thing about being there in the office is that underneath our office is a bloody big music shop, which obviously means that in lunch hours, you know where I am. Anyway, this week I was there chatting with one of the customers that was in there, and we got into a discussion about guitars and various different brands and makes and things, and he turned around and said, he said, I have 11 guitars. My wife only thinks I have 5, but I have 3 with my mother and 2 in the office here and some in the garage. And so it was kind of making me think, yeah, my wife thinks I've got 5 and I've actually got 7. So it's one of those things that probably rings true to all of us. And I guess that's why I've taken more to buying effect pedals, because they're probably easier to smuggle home. And I suppose that rings true with a lot of us. Anyway, that's it for this week.
Elwyn smile.
hey, so not only do we get what made him smile, but we're getting voices. We're there. We're with him on these business trips, talking to these people. That's so true. The amount of people, we even had it today.
Yeah.
The amount of people that have to clear it. And we know it's luxury. We're selling a luxury item, aren't we? This isn't,
Yeah, absolutely.
This isn't necessity.
I think that the customer that's absolutely nailed it is Stuart Herbert, because he's got his missus into playing guitar.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 mindsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both addicted.
Yeah.
And whatever he buys,
Because
she can try, and whatever she buys, he can try.
Kate's good as gold. If there's something there's a guitar out there at the moment. I don't know if we mentioned it before. That's Starcaster.
We haven't mentioned it on the podcast, though.
Yeah, right. Well, there's a beautiful 70 Starcaster that a customer brought in, and I'm in a situation at the moment with various commitments at home and all that kind of thing. I really, really can't afford it. But it's one of those, you miss it. I'm not going to have an opportunity to get another one like this. And it played and sounded absolutely amazing. I haven't got it yet, and I don't know if it's still available, but I've been given the go-ahead. Kate's really good with that. She listens to these things, so I might get in trouble at a later date for saying this, but I think that part of her tolerance towards me having these instruments, she likes to see me happy. I don't...
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
Thank you. But it does give her like a moral kind of freedom to make purchases without having to consider my reaction.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to try and sort of save you in a way. You're both strong, independent women. You want what you want, and you like what you like. Completely get it. We have people coming in with old cases to take things back in the same cases.
One of the most popular things we get told is 1 in, 1 out.
Yes.
So they'll try something, they'll love it, and they'll say, right, I got to sell this because it's 1 in, 1 out. And which is fair enough.
There's some funny tricks that people do, isn't there?
Yeah.
Guitars are the same colour.
Yeah.
Is a good one.
We've doctored receipts.
Yeah.
Only, for domestic use only, not...
Oh, God, yeah. Not for insurance purposes and stuff. God alive.
No. It's that thing, the meme on the internet that has been gone around so many times. I hope my wife...
when I die, yeah. She doesn't sell them for what I told her
they were worth.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've got instruments kind of scattered all over the place.
How many guitars have you got?
In the house, I think I've got 8 at the moment.
Right.
Got some in the shop.
Yeah, there's a
some in
couple
my
here.
parents' house. One day, I'd like to get them all in one place and maybe have like a family photograph.
Yeah. With you in the middle. Proud dad. Like.
Yeah. But I've been playing for 30 years, so, and I hoard, you get people coming through that have owned like 50, 60 guitars.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I all of my guitars have got kind of personalities and names, so I can't sell them. It's, yeah. But you do, don't you? So you've gone through quite a bit of stuff since I've known you.
I think I'm at a point now where I've settled a little bit. So I've got kind of down to...
You've hit 30, mate.
Well, that's true.
Things change.
Yeah, so I've got 2 acoustics, but Tom's got one. So one is with Tom at his place.
What's the other one?
I got a Martin, haven't I? From here.
Ah.
So that's my main acoustic. I've got my Strat, which is the newest one. The PRS. The Offset, which is the one that isn't allowed back in the shop because you want it. And the Bowie.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's obviously going to be another one added to the list this year with Bowie 2.
Elvin Smile.
So, nice one, Elwin.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Let's fill up another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm glad we brought this up because I completely forgot, and he is one of my absolute favourite Jeffs. Jeff Enoch come in today. And
oh, yeah.
He's an absolutely amazing player. He's a fantastic keyboardist.
Keyboard player as well.
He's
a
really, really good. He's an amazing guitarist, and he's been a really good customer. But he's probably made me laugh more than anybody else. He came in and he was looking at the PRSs, and there was, I think it was the blue one. It might be the ones that sold actually. He looked at the blue one and he said, "Oh, I love that. I love that. I want to marry it and I want to buy it a kitchen." Who comes up with that? I want to build and buy a kitchen. Yeah, and his wife was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about this area is that you've got so many just naturally kind of funny people around here. But yeah, he was in today. Great to see him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a little while.
I can't believe I omitted him from the Jeff list. I reckon, yeah, there's going to be a Jeff list part 2, I think.
Yeah.
Which, does that bring us on to top 5?
Yes.
Seamless.
Segway.
Seamless. So it's my top 5 this week, isn't it?
It is.
I've chosen top 5 customer carry-ons. So kind of carry-on humour kind of...
the innuendo
kind of comments that we get. And it's all good. It adds to like the banter of the shop, the relaxed, happy atmosphere that we have 4 days a week. Being here now for over 5 years, we generally have the same kind of wisecracks, don't we? And the same jokes.
Yes, we do, yeah.
That rear their head from week to week, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's all good. It's all funny.
No, it's fine. It is, yeah.
They become less funny. So with all of these, we've had them so many times, so we've kind of gone down the we started off with the laughter, then the polite laughter, then the and now they're kind of funny again.
Yeah.
I guess. So
no order.
Can you lube my nut?
Mm-hmm.
Or something about nut sauce.
Yeah.
People always laugh at nut sauce and lubing nuts.
Have you got any lube, yeah?
Like I say, when this is something that we do every day, quite frankly, it's not that funny.
It's like working in Ann Summers. You wouldn't laugh, would you?
No. There's nothing funny about a thong. Can I have a look at your big muff? Nice tie-in.
Yeah.
Or I like a nice fuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's so funny about a fuzz? A nice thick fuzz.
Yeah.
Don't see me laughing.
No.
I'm looking for a strap-on. That's generally somebody who's buying for somebody else.
Yeah, usually.
But we have it multiple times.
That for me is funnier because they don't know.
No.
They don't know that they've got it wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking for a strap-on.
Yeah.
So for us, that is funny because you're seeing them kind of die inside as they're saying it.
And then we say, just over to the glass cabinet here, sir.
Somebody coming in with generally a Les Paul saying, my knob is loose.
Yeah.
Can you tighten my nut?
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of shaft-related jokes. That's all knob, isn't it?
With regards to girth and length.
Yeah. Because more often than not, they don't fit.
Going back to probably the very first hour that I thought of calling the business A-strings. Actually, the first 5 minutes, because I remember sitting down in a room with my parents, just trying to come up with a name for the business.
Yeah.
And I'd written down a list, and I said A-strings, and within half a minute, if that, they kind of nodded, yeah, and they said, well, my dad's name's Glyn, and my mum's name's Jill, and they said if we get involved, we can call it G-strings. And we laughed, because back then in 2005, summer 2005, when that was the very first time we heard it, it was quite funny.
Yeah.
But it's 2019.
14 years later.
It's 2019. And
the worst thing...
every week, whether it's on the phone or people coming into the shop, why do you call it A-strings? And I said, well, there's a number of things. My name's Andrew, but also, the A-string on guitar, and... we come up the top of the directories when I used to do the guitar shows and stuff. We always used to be at the top of the list, So yeah. Oh, you ever thought you could call it G-strings? You could sell underwear. But I sell guitar strings. Yeah, G guitar. Yeah. No. I imagine if we work hard and we're still going in 15 years' time again, I imagine people will still be making the G-strings joke.
Oh, that's gonna
on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's gonna carry on forever.
Yeah,
unfortunately. But we will always smile.
It's our burden
to bear. And we will always laugh.
Yeah, we will.
And you will always know.
So that was my top 5.
So we are up to the point of my favourite part of the show: social media comment of the week. Run the tape.
Social media comment of the week.
One comment, which isn't really, it's not comment of the week, but it's one I did want to pick out, was from Paul Hyam up in Manchester, who was the original guy to do the A-Strings YouTube video. So actually,
that's right, yeah.
So the video with the most hits actually is the one of him doing the A3, because it's been up there for since 2010, I think. Maybe 2012.
We still get questions on it. It's really funny. Is the product still available?
No, long defunct. But he said, salad news, grow up. I think it's in relation to last week's, in reference rather to last week's thing.
We were just up to our eyeballs.
Yeah.
But I think you've got the right idea. I think limiting the biscuits to biscuit news means that we're more excited for it. Whereas last week we were biscuiting through the week.
Yeah.
And it's never good, is it?
No.
Because we got to the point where it
becomes less special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody else commented on YouTube on the HD20 video.
Oh, yeah?
That he's been saving up for a Marshall 100 cab, and you guys just stuck a guitar through its grill. So if you've seen any of the YouTube videos that we got, the kind of set that Adam resides in has a Marshall stack in the corner. And it's not a real Marshall stack. It was made by Marshall, but there's nothing inside. It's just literally a shell.
Dummy cabs.
But we were given it by my mate Nigel Knight, who didn't need it anymore. And I said, well, we'll have it. At the time, we didn't sell Marshall. It was right at the beginning of the shop. So we don't sell Marshall, but if we have it, do you mind if we stick a guitar through the grill? Because I just thought it'd be a good kind of gimmicky prop for the shop. Yeah. And the amount of people that kind of stood by it and had their photographs with it and tweeted it and all the rest of it, it was really, really good. But the guitar that we put in there was, somebody came in to us early days, said, can you fix this? We said, it's beyond economical repair. He said, oh, have you got any use for it? We said, yes, we have. And so we made a hole in the Marshall cab. We stuck this guitar into it with kind of strings going everywhere, and it looks pretty cool. But 6 months later, a guy came into the shop, looked at it, kind of went white and said, where did that guitar come from? We said, oh, this guy kind of donated it to us. And he said, that's my first guitar. I lent it to him 2 years ago. I've been asking for it back. And, we kind of looked at it, we said, we didn't destroy it. It's, sorry. And he kind of shrugged his shoulders. He was gutted, but at least his guitar has kind of been preserved for prosperity. And
it's in all the videos. And
I'd say global fame, but not that many people watch our videos.
Shut up!
So anyway, that's not comment of the week. The comment of the week is not relating to you. I just thought it's a really kind of interesting comment, given that you don't know who's watching, you don't know what kind of situations they're in.
Right.
We got this guy called Aidan Burris, who commented on the first look of the Gretsch 5420 59 limited edition, the really nice kind of Chet Atkins kind of style thing with the silver hardware as opposed to the gold.
Oh, with the mix and match hardware.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, mix and match hardware.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So, he commented, "When I ran away from home, I left mine behind. I had to travel light. Damn, I missed that thing." So what happened there?
Flipping heck.
Maybe we should start writing a radio play.
What, of his life story?
Aidan Burris.
A Gretchless life.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He's obviously doing all right having internet access.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Unless he's in an internet cafe. If he is
Internet cafes are no longer a thing, are they?
I don't know. But if he is in like a library or an internet cafe, stop wasting your time watching me. So Aidan Burris, a Gretchless
You kind of
life.
hit rock bottom at that point, haven't you?
When you're watching me.
Well,
Yeah.
you're Gretchless.
You're watching a Gretsch that you
You've run
used
away
to
from
have,
home.
played by Adam Reptile Filth Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not great, is it?
So that was my social media comment of the week. There's something to ponder on.
Yeah.
Social media comment of the week.
So that is it for episode 5.
That was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we had a bit of a short and sweet feature. A little bit of a Mr. and Mrs. game, which was quite fun. I've learned and remembered a few bits. Smooth. And
Being the loser of the game,
Yes.
I think that maybe you should wear my hat for the rest of the
that's
week.
do you know what? That is definitely a punishment. So next week, hopefully, we're going to be getting Chris in.
Yeah.
So Chris is back from his travels, I think this weekend coming.
Crispy beef.
I'm not going there. You're dragging me into this. So hopefully we're going to ask him all about his travels, and we'll have we'll have some news. and
We've
have
had
a top
some
five.
photographs from him, which I think we mentioned earlier, and I think he's a little bit of a mini sensation out in China.
He is. He's being asked to have his photo taken left, right, and centre.
And we said, are these family members? No, they're just people,
strangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in every one of them, his head is significantly smaller than the people with him.
I'm not being dragged into this.
He doesn't listen to these anyway.
No, he's too good for these, man. So that is it. I have been Adam,
I'm Andrew.
and we'll see you next week for episode 6.
It's episode 6.
Unbelievable. Still on the air. Bye.
Sayonara.